Hey guys, this is Chantel from Lovey's Creations. If you are a subscriber, thanks so much for stopping by and tuning in. If you are just stepping in to check out my video, thanks so much. Hopefully you find this inspiring and informative. I just wanted to show how I did my weekly setup. Well, my monthly setup. I'll show a little bit of my week. But I wanted to talk through my monthly setup process. This is a vegan leather TN MB6 from Paper Bound Creations. This is a Lauren Phelps Designs vinyl glitter cover, and this is a sticker from the Painted Fable. Anything else is probably something I just cut out with my Cricut. So basically, I just wanted to show a fun and functional bullet journal setup because I'm not a minimalist, but I'm not completely decorative either. So I just wanted to show that. Plus I wanted to show why I think the bullet journal is probably the best planning system, and it's basically because you can do whatever you want. It takes some time, but it's really worth it. So, excuse me. I thought I would just start off by showing what I do and what works for me. So the first thing I like to have is my goals page, just because this kind of sets the tone and allows me to keep checking in to plan it into my weeks and my days. Basically, any goal that I have, I write down, and anything that I want to do more than once, I go ahead and put a box. As I do them, I will cross them off. The purpose of that is basically to show me getting better and quicker with each attempt, and maybe to even write down some notes. Like for instance, it's not on here because it was last month's goal, but with making stickers, I found some, lessons learned, and I wanted to write them down, and that's basically the purpose. This is just some acetate that I drew and printed out. This is a brain dump. I think this is probably one of the best pages about a bullet journal, just because the whole point of, your brain is to think of things and to solve things, but not necessarily make it remember. I know that probably sounds weird, but instead of putting your brain on a loop to try to remember the 5 things you said you were going to do today, or that idea you had about a great gift for your favorite aunt, it's probably just better to write it down, and that way your brain can let it go and think of new things. So this will not be pretty. This will be full of different inks and different highlighters. It might have a bunch of crossouts and a bunch of add-ins, and that's okay. The point is to get it out of my head. This is the August monthly log. Basically, I use the original bullet journal method, and I just go down with the numbers and the days of the week. I like to put a line in between the weeks just to help me visualize it better. I've decided to always do a red line for when I have a bill or something auto drafts out of my account, just so I can see it in relation to when I get paid. And so far these are just birthdays. I usually don't put them to the side like that, but I have so many this month I decided to. Basically, this is a living log. By that I mean it's my index as I'm in the book, and the index in the front is more of an index for when this book is put away. Meaning, this is the index I check. This is the index that will tell me when I did something and help me identify when I need to do it again. For instance, watered plants might be on Tuesday. I have succulents, so I do that once every 2 weeks. Therefore, I will know as I'm planning that it's not this Tuesday, but the next Tuesday that I will do it again. And so I think this is a really great method. My biggest suggestion is probably to use proper verbs, and I say that meaning let yourself know it was done, not it needs to be done. So for instance, watered plants, not water plants. Deep conditioned hair, that way you know you did it. Cleaned kitchen, not too clean kitchen, just so that you know this is a legit log of what you did, not what you were thinking about doing. Therefore, when you're looking back at it, you never have to go, oh wait, did I clean the kitchen that day, or did I want to clean the kitchen that day but it didn't work out, so I did it a different day? Yeah, I've done that before. I just use the proper verbs now. Made everything easier, and now it's perfect. This is a running task list. These are just stickers from Wish. They took a while, but they were really cheap, so I definitely suggest looking into Wish if you want some nice cheap stickers. This is a running task list. It's called another name, but I just use running task list because I just feel like that gives me a greater sense of what it is. I will tag a video from Caitlin from Bandit and Cast because she goes really in depth into this, but this is just how I do it. Basically, the days of the week, any task I want to do that does not have a set date. Each week gets a color, so week 1 might be black, week 2 might be green. As I work on something, it gets X'd out, and multiple X's just shows me the multiple days I worked on it. And if it took more than 1 week, it will have multiple colors. When I'm done, I will draw a line through it. Basically, that can help me realize, okay, it took me 3 days to make this acetate. And then if I wanted to, I can go back and see, oh yeah, I remember it took 10 minutes to draw it on Wednesday, 10 minutes to print it out on Friday, and then, on Saturday, it took me 15 minutes to cut it and tip it in. Just an example, and that way I have an idea of how long it takes me to do that process. This was just a bonus page. I accidentally missed that when I went to put in my habit tracker. So I'm doing Planning Mama's August challenge, and so I thought it would be cool to just go ahead and write everything down. That way, when I'm on the go, I don't have to pull out my phone and look for the screenshot I took. I can just turn to this and go ahead and do the challenge for that day. Also, I thought it might be nice to put that in my index, and when I put this book up, refer to it next year and see how I am different. I thought that might be cool to show, how I've evolved in a year. This is a bow tab that I made in Procreate and printed out myself. I actually started tabbing stuff a lot more, even though it doesn't look like it. I literally just started. Just because I got inspired by Sheena. Her channel will be linked below. Basically, I feel like if you tab things, you will touch them. That's the logic. Then I'm starting to realize it's out, it's in your face, you're more likely to touch it, which is something that I also really like with bullet journal. You can just tab whatever you want and just make sure they're useful, and make sure, if you like them to be pretty, make them pretty. So this is my habit tracker page. I do 10 habits, day of the week, the number. I always like to do that little highlighting, alternating thing, just because it makes it easier for me to keep up with what I'm referring to. And I like this format the best just because if I'm a week behind, I can literally just go boom, boom, boom. And I just find that to be the best method, for me anyway. This is a sticker from the Happy Planner. This is a line a day that I decided to do. A line a day, a highlight a day, gratitude a day, just something that I can look back on at the end of the month and, have something to smile about. And that is the end of what I set up on a monthly basis. The whole point of this was to show y'all, this literally probably took me 30 minutes, if that. I just go through and I kind of have a little cheat book to help me remember the order I prefer. And then I just pick out some washi, keep my Tombow markers and my Mildliners and my Pentel flex tip stuff on hand and, just go ahead and knock it out. Wanted to show this because it is something I do on a weekly basis. It is my fitness and habit tracker. Basically, this is where I write what I eat, and this is where I will write if I exercised and what exercise I did. I'm actually about to fill that out just so I don't forget. And that is it. Also, This is just the back, keeping it functional. I made these vinyl pockets, well, vellum pockets myself. This is a Hobonichi stencil. This is the Jibun Teko, I think it's the card slot add-on. I went ahead and purchased it, and these are just from Lauren Phelps Designs. She has a ton of pockets, which is why I love this cover, and also why I wanted to do it TN style for a little bit, just because she gives you so many pockets. But this is a washi tape card, and I put, it'll come out, there we go. I put some sticky notes on a washi tape card from Beyond the Dots design, and that way I have stickies. I tend to use stickies sort of as a, I guess like a day specific brain dump. Like if I'm like, oh crap, I have to buy so-and-so's present for their birthday today to make sure it will get delivered on time, I might go ahead and put that on a sticky just so that I can remember. And I like to keep a B6 life book just as scrap notes. This is a pencil board from the Painted Fable. It's her artwork. Basically, I just asked her to make it a certain size and to laminate it. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you have any questions, concerns. I mean, you might have some, I don't know. But just let me know. And if you have any requests, just let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.